Hey girls, today I'll talk about how books have helped me throughout my life. I believe it's no mystery that books are an inexhaustible source of knowledge and culture, but in addition to the many benefits and abilities that books can provide us, what maybe not everyone knows is how emotionally strong we can become just by reading different books. A lot of research has been done with comparing children who read and children who don't, and the result is always the same. People who read more have their minds much more receptive and resilient, and it's this emotional development that often predicts people's personal and professional and social success. One of my earliest memories when I learned to read, I was 5 years old and I had just started going to school. And one day, when I got home and sat with my parents to eat, and I was able to read what was written on a back of sweetener bottle, was one of the most magical moments of my entire life. From that moment on, I read anything. I read signs, billboards, drug leaflets, whatever I had available to read. And I still read all the books in my aunt's collection, and those philosophy books were not good for children, but I loved it. So I discovered a wonderful place called the Public Library, and that's where I realized my weekly visits to that place gave me many fantastic stories and worlds that I had no idea I could be in. School was definitely not a good time for me. I didn't have any friends, but when I got home, I had hundreds of friends in the pages of my favorite books, and that made me stronger, made me face all the difficulties I have as a child more easily. Until one of the worst moments of my life came, the death of my grandfather, who was a second father to me. And as terrible as it was, I had already dealt with it. I had already seen this happen with several of characters I identified with. I knew it was natural. I knew how to cling to happy moments I had with him. I had the resilience to go through that sad situation calmly and in peace. But in reading great literature, I become 1,000 men and yet remain myself. This C.S. Lewis phrase for me is one of the most beautiful quotes in literature. When you read a book, you travel to many places. You put yourself in the shoes of many people with so different realities that you may never get to meet them in real world. Reading nourishes the soul, unites the past and the present, and can make the future a better place. Today I know, as long as I have good books, I shall never feel lonely again.